body so well. 69-inch reach to a 66-inch reach. That gives Brian Moore exactly what he likes, a reach advantage, and he doesn't get it very often.
So that's the tale of the tape between the bantamweights Brian Moore and Ariovaldo Lima da Silva. And here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here at 3 Arena in Dublin, the prelims go now to 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 5'6", weighing in 135.9 pounds. His professional record: 19 wins, 9 losses, 2 draws. From Araucaia, Bahia, Brazil, presenting Ariovaldo Pitbul. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in 135.7 pounds. As a professional, 14 victories, 9 defeats. From County Wexford, Ireland, introducing Brian the Pipeman Moore. In charge, your referee, Kevin McDonald.
There's a real transformation in Brian Moore, who's spoken so honestly about his mental health struggles. He's felt this week like a different man entirely. It's been great to see him in that kind of form. Spoke about the nightmare he had in Russia fighting Nikita Mikhailov. He described it as trying to survive more than thrive. Well, tonight he's going to try and thrive, and this could be explosive. These two both like to let their hands go.
Yeah, I would tell you right now, that is not the way to start.
Over there, hey. Just walk over here on your own time, away from your corner, okay?
Here it is, John.
And a little bit off target here, brings it up right into the middle. Not a whole lot of movement by Brian Moore that made that happen, so.
Take your time, bro.
Carnisa Pitbull making his mark early.
All right, back up for me. Just watch your kicks,
Moore rightly
okay?
given as much time as he wants, well, within reason to recover.
Continue.
And we can kind of reset and start again here. Close that gap, Carnisa Pitbull.
Pitbull looking to get into a grappling exchange. That's why he's swinging the way he is. Very square right now.
To fight smart here. I think that's been the message for him, and the message coming from him as well. 11 submission wins, Carnisa Pitbull.
Over half of his wins have come by submission. Very strong, good body positioning on the ground when if he gets it there. Brian Moore's been in these positions before. He understands the grappling well. He's not a guy that relies on the grappling, more defensive in his grappling maneuvers. If you want to talk about a guy that utilizes a jab beautifully during the fight, Brian Moore is your guy.
Yeah, those 11 submission wins bear closer inspection, by the way, from Carnisa Pitbull. 10 of them by guillotine.
I mean, there's preferring a way of winning, and there's that.
Right there, Brian Moore thought when he caught that knee coming up, he had the leg, he could have elevated the Lima up and over. He decided, no, I don't want this on the ground, I want the stand up. Nice lower leg kick by Brian Moore. And beautiful movement. Look and see, notice how he's circling out away. There's no way for Lima to chase him down in that type of situation. So that's going to keep him safe. Very smart tactic.
Those hands nice and loose, carries that left hand low, Brian Moore.
So Lima's taking a lot of chances here in the stand-up. His hands are coming down. Facing a guy like Moore, he needs to be very cautious of where he puts his hands.
There was sort of a range-finding left hook there from Moore. He stretched a bit more with that one. He's having a look at that punch, Brian Moore. There's another. Those good calf kicks, they will pay dividends eventually. Mixing it up well here, Brian Moore.
Very nice. There, instead of circling, he ended up going straight back and get himself up against the cage. He needs to be very cognizant of when I move, if I take the step back and then I take the next step out to the side.
Spearing out that jab again, Brian Moore, and again there's that good movement. Got a good plan here, trying to execute it.
Brian does a beautiful job of utilizing that jab. He'll throw a right cross and then a left hook to the body that is just simply poetry in motion. I love when he does it.
That was a left hook to the head.
Right now, Brian Moore's got De Silva. He's starting to guess, which means he's having problems with what Brian's doing.
Look for that uppercut. He didn't miss by much, you know.
Nope.
Feels like Moore's trying to set Rivaldo Lima da Silva up here. Those kicks just keep his opponent off balance. Good body, though, from Carniça Pitbull.
Nice straight right hand down the middle.
Is he going to make Carniça Pitbull buy one of these feints and then follow up with something powerful? It kind of feels that way.
That's what he's looking for. See it right there. That's beautiful stand-up fighting. You see him land the right hand, take a step back, measure range. You see Lima trying to land the counter, and it's just out of range based upon that footwork. Beautiful down.
Great body shot, followed up by the straight right hand. Just before that, he threw a jab to the body as well there, Moore, and that's an intelligent shot to use at this point. Good opening, good high kick there from Moore.
Stop. Clean break.
Well, they'll be happy with Brian Moore here.
A few more calves if he's in auto. If he goes southwide, you get the 3-2 or that lead up button in the backhand, yeah? Okay. Everything else is beautiful. What's he throwing mainly?
Sometimes you only have to look at the fighters' faces to get an idea how the round went.
Then we can dip, lead up or go backhand.
You take a look at just the interaction with the coaches and the look in the eyes. It will tell you a lot of what happened in that last round.
Forward, right hand. There every day.
So round two.
Watch that.
The local favorite, Brian Moore, against Rivaldo Lima da Silva. If you're wondering about the name, he said he wants to be known as Carniça Pitbull. Just feel the need occasionally to remind you, because what he's officially called on the fight card is Lima da Silva. Moore in control, but his opponent's still very, very dangerous. He's born in Salvador, in Bahia, but he's living in Paraná, down in the south of Brazil.
Very nice job by Brian Moore. Stonewalled that, which was actually a really good change of levels by De Silva.
Fights in Ireland, Ray-J McKee and Jonel Lugo. He wants some happy memories at this 3-arena Brian Moore. Again, you just sense that desperation. It doesn't mean it won't work. Well, the Brazilian, he's still dangerous.
No, he's dangerous when he's slinging those shots, but they're coming very wide. They're taking a long time to get on target, and Brian's able to see them and move out of the way before they get there.
some of Brian Moore's striking. You talked about it, poetry, emotion. It
very sharp,
short left hand there, but exactly. It's just a brilliant shot.
Very, very sharp, very clean and crisp. He doesn't throw a lot of looping shots. Everything's tight. Nice hips.
Here's the takedown defense from Brian Moore. Moore's done well here.
That was very nice by Brian Moore. You saw De Silva starting to get that underhook. That's going to help get him up. You see Moore reacting to it, putting pressure on him. He's the one deciding, okay, I'm going to get up and away. He brings De Silva back to his feet. And that's blocked only with one hand. So, yeah, it was blocked, but he's still feeling that.
He's blowing a bit here, you know, Carnisa Pitbull. Starting to really tire those legs. We're getting a little bit heavy from the successful kicks as well.
So are those arms.
Moore's quicker on his feet anyway, but he's slowed up his opponent here. Still needs to be careful, though.
There's that nice shot right to the body, the straight right hand. A lot of power on it.
He nearly walked him onto a straight right hand there to the head. Just didn't quite time it right. Carnisa Pitbull, blood to the nose now of the increasingly battered and beleaguered Brazilian. Still got just over a minute to go in round two. Another right hand, that lovely straight right, beautiful balance.
And that first one landed with a lot of power because De Silva was coming forward quickly on that. Moore landed a beautiful shot.
Silva there was just trying to time Moore's uppercut with a right hook of his own.
Take a look at those strike stats right now. 44% connection rate, 48 of 110 by Brian Moore, 33 of 86 for Lima De Silva, but the heavy shots have all been landed by Brian Moore.
In the final 20 seconds of round number two here. So far, Moore has just looked better everywhere.
Stop! Clean break.
If you feel you're a little bit long, then we can go the lead hook and then right high kick. If you feel he's a little bit long. The only thing I'd say is sometimes when we're getting in there, give me a roll with good hand positioning. He's only firing back with wild hooks. So if you feel you're going forward with your hand.
Take a look at some of this action here. This is the shot where you saw Silva lunging in. Brian Moore catches him with that right hook. Just lights him up with it and then straight down the middle. You see his head popping back. Brian Moore was on target, landing at a higher percentage rate again in that round.
So we head into our third and final round. They're getting their money's worth here tonight in terms of action.
They're getting their money's worth.
Behind the line for him, please. Thank you. Third and final, gents.
I'm duty bound to ask you any argument at all about how you would be scoring this. Quite clear.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's been given the rounds. right now to Lima da Silva. Oh, look, he's been fighting hard. He's in there and he's trying. He's just being out technique by a guy who in the stand-up moves his feet well, gives good feints, nice head movement. He's got good power in his hands, so he's diminishing him with every shot.
And he stayed busy as well here, more.
So da Silva's starting to get a little bit desperate. You notice how he's moving a little bit faster forward. There's two ways of looking at it. I can try to defend and I'm just not going to win this fight, or I'm going to go after him. And he's put it in his head, I'm going to go after him.
You give him credit for that. He's going after him again, looking for that takedown. It just wasn't there. There's that right to the body again from Moore.
That thing has been money for him during this fight, and that takes a lot of energy out of his opponent.
Looking for that knee. And you know, Carnisa Pitbull deserves great credit for the spirit here.
Yeah.
As you say, but not just lying down and accepting defeat. To the body of his own there.
It's just a true statement when you look at a lot of fighters knowing I've lost both of the first rounds and it's just getting worse for me. I'm just going to try to make it through the fight. So the win is, oh, I made it to a decision. He's not doing that. He's going after him. He's trying to, he wants to end this fight.
Great to see Brian Moore looking so good here after what he went through. And his very public statements, not just in the cage, but all around it.
Great work by Brian Moore. You saw that da Silva had gotten his hands clasped. You saw Brian Moore turn and actually give part of his back to him and then spin through, change the position. Great work.
Just one of those nights so far anyway where he's done pretty much everything right. Brian Moore dealt well with anything that Carnisa Pitbull has thrown at him, and he's done a lot of damage of his own. And I know people come and they want those fireworks and they want the big dramatic knockouts, the highlight reel stuff, but if you're a fan of striking, Moore's been just lovely to watch. Poetry in motion, as John described it.
Oh, get up, stand.
See, a lot of people are going to question, right? Why is the referee getting him up? That is Brian Moore is in control of that position. When he backs off of his opponent, that's telling the referee, I want him up to his feet. He's the one in control of it. He's the one that gets to decide.
Now that cut to the, I think it's the bridge of the nose of Carnisa Pitbull. Moore is leaving nothing at all to question here, and Carnisa Pitbull needs a sort of Hail Mary moment here. There is just a little cut to the right of Brian Moore's nose there, suggesting that something has landed, but it's nothing that feels like it's troubled him at all as we head into the final minute of the fight.
See, a lot of people will go, well, da Silva was aggressive. You know, why did we move aggression in the judging criteria down? It's because of this. He is the person coming forward, but he's not the effective aggressor. Brian Moore is the guy that is the best as far as controlling the aggression in the fight. He decides when the engagements that are effective are going to happen. That's nice right hand again.
And aggression means you've got to land as well, right?
Yes, that's exactly. Effective aggression, not just coming forward.
Uppercut there from Moore. He's been looking for that all night. He's got a good chin, Carnisa Pitbull. He took that well. He's taken a couple of good shots well. But Moore has been completely dominant here. It's been a really good display on the feet of effective striking, effective aggression. And Brian Moore and John Kavanagh with a big smile on their faces. Well, we will make it official, but rather like a few of the fights tonight, I don't think there's going to be any doubt about that. Brian Moore knows how good he was, knows how big the distance was between them. No shame at all from very tough opponent, Carnisa Pitbull. This feels like Brian Moore's back.
Who got it worse, him or Dave?
35 years of age now, but stay busy and he can still shoot for the stars, Brian Moore. What a night it's been for John Kavanagh. Prospects coming through and winning. Established fighter like Brian Moore producing a really good display. All smiles, Brian Moore. So Michael C. Williams is in position here, and we can get up to him now for the decision that just has a whiff of inevitability about it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards. All three, Brian Miner, Ron McCarthy, Eric Colon, see it the same, 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Brian the Fightman Moore.
Brian Moore, it's great to see you smiling and winning, and we can hear from him now with Big John.
Oh, man. Go on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Brian the Pikeman Moore. Brian, that was an outstanding performance.
John, I got one thing to say. Hey, baby, let the free birds fly. Love. Shake faith.
You used great footwork and beautiful combinations to control that fight no matter where it was going. He kept trying to take you down. You knew he was trying to do that. You kept... If it went to the ground, you kept getting him back up. What was your entire thought process during this fight?
Well, John, I thought I won the last one, but I had to be more clinical in this one. I took your advice. I need to use more than just my hands. You seen Teep, some beautiful head kicks today. You seen beautiful wrestling defense. I just beat the shit out of a veteran 30-27, and I done it in front of the greatest fucking crowd on earth. Whoa! Come on! I will give you that finish next time, I promise.
Brian, you've always fought the toughest guys in here. You don't back away from anybody.
Yeah.
At 135 pounds,
yeah.
Who should you be fighting next?
Do you know what, Bellator? You've ever given me a taste for beating up these Brazilian bantamweights, so Leandro Higo, let's do it.
Oh, that sounds like a good one to me. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Pike Man, Brian Moore.
You'd watch it, wouldn't you? You'd definitely watch it. So he calls out Higo Brian Moore, and he's full of that performance. All smiles from that SBG Island team. What a night for them so far. Well, let's tell you about our main card. Here are the light heavyweights. Carl Albrechtsson and Carl Moore will kick off our main card here at Bellator 285. That one could be explosive. Albrechtsson often overlooked. Moore very, very good and back after a long layoff. The best of that main card now. Let's take a look at the rest of it. Kieran Clark, Rafael Udson kick us off. Mads Burnell and Pedro Carvalho, of course, will have this crowd behind him. Leah McCourt, ditto for her, will take on Diana Silva. It's Yoel and Melvin. We've talked about them. And Benson Henderson, Peter Queally is our main event from Bellator 285. The action will just keep on coming tonight. So much to enjoy on that main card. Plenty too from the prelims. But now we focus on those big six.
Bellator brings the brawlers to the raucous atmosphere at Dublin's 3 Arena. Benson Henderson steps into enemy territory against hometown hero Peter Queally. Plus, light heavyweight Yoel Romero is on a mission of destruction.
What a left hook!
But Melvin Manhoff wants to go out on top in the final fight of his storied career.
I grew up eating carne asada at other friends' homes. When I was younger, we didn't have a lot of food at home, and so I used to go ask my friends if I can go eat dinner at their house. And today it ain't like that. Today I'm able to provide for my family, and I don't gotta live that way, and they don't gotta live that way. And we all get together, and I get to watch them smile and laugh and run around the park. I learned to cook from my best friend Carlos. I learned how to cook from him. So every time that we come to barbecue, I make sure that I invite him, and he's more than a friend, he's family.
Michael Chandler trying to lock in.
Michael Chandler has this. On a normal opponent, that would have worked.
Oh, right got through. That is how Ben Henderson got knocked out by RDA in a scramble trying to get up. Michael Chandler just teeing up.
Mammadov also has to maximize his positioning. There's the roll. Knee-bar attempt again by Henderson.
Nice job by Adam Piccolotti. He's in a good position to just keep controlling. He's got that arm behind the back. This is like Josh chicken wing on that arm. And Benson.
He cannot go for the guillotine from here.
He's thinking about it.
He is. He's cranking on it hard. Trying to submit the submission specialist. This would be incredible.
How much energy does he want to devote to that?
Now he's trying to crank on the neck of Benson. He is going for that Darce. Where Benson is at, he's going to have a hard time closing it off. You can get this from being underneath. He just needs to create that pressure. He doesn't have it. Boom. Can he get it here with 1 minute on the clock? He is not going to get that choke there. He's got a great body triangle. What he should do right now is do not let Benson spin within your legs. And that's what's happening. Benson is going to end up in Piccolotti's guard.
Looking for one of the biggest victories of his career. Here in round 2, it would be by far the biggest. Knocking off a former UFC and WEC champion. Henderson desperately trying to survive.
You're going to see Benson taking his arm and trying to extend his arm down to create a space between. Now he's taking his leg and bringing his leg into play with it. All smart defense by Benson Henderson.
He is a physical unicorn. He is an absolute beast and just something that physically does not make sense.
This guy is a monster.
Massive left hand. They said they would stand and trade. They meant it.
That is just a bomb.
To think there were those that doubted Yoel Romero. Wow.
One of the most ferocious strikers in all of mixed martial arts. There is Melvin Manhoff.
Man, that is power, Sean.
Another spectacular knockout win.
No one's going to be any stronger than he is. No one's going to be any faster than he is at this weight.
Desperate to detonate a Cuban missile. That right cross. So many tools, so much talent, so much experience.
That is just massive.
It could not have ended any other way. By Melvin Manhoff, and it's over.
Yoel Romero is a freak of nature.
Man, they are looking to finish, and he does.
Oh, that's it. Out.
See you soon, boy.
Oh, that's it.
Manhoff looking to finish, and he
shot, sat him on his butt.
He's got the leverage now, and he's letting those shots go.
He's got it.
He's had, and rolls back the years.
Without kicking more.
Yeah, I'm actually... that was a big shot.
Massive shot from Manhoff, who looks to finish. Confidence desperately trying to cover up, and has done remarkably well to still be in this.
Let's give it up for Melvin Manhoff, ladies and gentlemen. Taken apart bit by bit. Romero lands the left again. Is he going to get a dramatic late finish? Huge right hand. Polizzi stays on his feet. Brutal uppercut to finish things off.
Watch the 1-2. Down goes Polizzi. Hits him with a couple of shots. One shot right there, but here comes. That is just massive.
This is what I was talking about. Scope did a lot of work trying to get the finish. How tired is he now?
Now he's looking for the finish. Scope is hard. And Quayle in the most dramatic fashion.
Oh, beautiful up kick high. Lee McCourt, that landed.
And of course, now the up kick leading into a potential triangle choke here by McCourt.
There is space, but we'll see if Janae Harding is enough to be able to stay with it.
In trouble, there's the tap, and just like that, Liam McCourt comes back to submit Janae Harding.
Watch this, boom, right on the jawline. That was a big game changer right there for Lee McCourt. That started the downfall. When you see her now pull her over, now it's getting tight. She's going towards the head. Gets the tap. He's going for it. Now he's got his legs. It's going to be tight.
Stop.
That's it.
A brilliant performance bouncing back by Ben Henderson.
Outstanding.
Oh, that's it. Manhoff looking to finish, and he does.
Look at that lean into this punch.
Bang. It's clipping, and still the force, the power, the technique of Melvin Manhoff puts Marshall to bed.
Also an accurate shot right behind the ear. That's a knockout spot. You see Marshall is done.
He's the lockup right. He was going palm to palm. He get this right now. That is tight.
And that's it. Matt Burnell records his 9th submission win, improving to 15-3 and 2-0 in Bellator MMA.
Right here, you saw once he got that arm around the neck, he didn't go for the lock. He went palm to palm and squeezed, and it's the ability to press in with the chest, have a big chest to bear, create that squeeze that even though it's not locked, it's so tight, you're either going to have to tap or not.
Both come to find all right.
The body shot. That body kick is on.
Campbell's down to Carvalho. Ground and pound and gets the win.
And right there, that one came up right up underneath the liver, right up underneath the elbow and caught the liver. You could just see he just wilted back and sat to his butt, and then Carvalho was able to get in there and jump in for the mount and the finish.
Michael Chandler trying to lock in.
Michael Chandler has this on a normal opponent. That would have worked.
Great right not through. That is how Ben Henderson got knocked out by RDA in a scramble trying to get up. Michael Chandler just teeing up.
Mamadov also has to maximize his positioning. And there's the roll. Knee-bar attempt again by Henderson.
Nice job by Adam Piccolotti. He's in a good position to just keep controlling. He's got that arm behind the back. This seems to like chicken wing on that arm. And Benson.
He cannot go for the guillotine from here.
He's thinking about it.
He is. He's cranking on it hard. Trying to submit the submission specialist. This would be incredible.
How much energy does he want to devote to that?
Now he's trying to crank on the neck of Benson. He is going for that Darce. Where Benson is at, he's going to have a hard time closing it off. You can get this from being underneath. He just needs to create that pressure. He doesn't have it. See that back. Boom. Can he get it here with 1 minute on the clock? He is not going to get that choke there.
He's got a great body triangle. What he should do right now is do not let Benson spin within your legs. And that's what's happening. Benson is going to end up in Piccolotti's guard.
Looking for one of the biggest victories of his career. Here in round 2, it would be by far the biggest. Knocking off a former UFC and WEC champion. Henderson desperately trying to survive.
We're going to see Benson taking his arm and trying to extend his arm down to create a space between. Now he's taking his leg and bringing his leg into play with it. All smart defense by Benson Henderson.